you're here like this, and then the force, right? Boom, like that. That's just your back feet driving your whole body weight shelving forward like that. Your spine and your pelvis, which where a lot of our powerful muscle are, is storing and releasing the force. And that can deliver into our hand. So our hand can move a relatively small distance. Relatively small distance while this does all the work. So here, like that. So when you shrink and expand, the folding of your spine generates powerful power. So folding and then like that. So they have this hand-in-hand punch, which goes from the waist out to the body, out to the extension like that. You can go from a pretty short distance like this, like that. And that could definitely make you go back. So we're here like this, like this, like this, all that. Okay, and you brace yourself. To,
brace.
Right. When you see when it's right hand, you're like this, right? Then it's not so effective, right? Okay. Yes. You brace yourself and be ready if you can.
Okay.
Right. So we're like this. All right. Thank you for volunteering as tribute. So the question this time is, what is inch power, 寸劲, and what is cold power, 冷劲? And what does that have to do with Tai Chi and the 3-inch punch and all of that? Okay, so one of the iconic things in Kung Fu, thanks to one, Kung Fu movies, and two, Bruce Lee and Kung Fu movies and all that stuff, is this thing called the 3-inch punch or the 1-inch punch, in which you're here like this, and from a short range, you generate power, that you hit someone, and they get knocked back or they get knocked down and stuff like that, right? So classically, historically, it's called 寸劲. 寸 means inch in not metric, but whatever. We have metric or whatever. So a short distance, and jing is power. So how do you do that? There's actually different ways of doing that because there's different styles of Kung Fu, all kinds of different styles of Kung Fu. You've seen our discussion on different kinds of Fa Jin. And different styles of Kung Fu all have their ways of generating impact power at a short range, right? So we'll look at all of them. I mean, as many as I could do comfortably, one by one. So we talked about 整劲, which is integrated force before, and that means your whole body works together. Yi Quan does a very good job with this, as does a lot of other martial arts. So that means, like, if you go like this with your hands, and don't let me push you. Okay. So here, I cannot push you over, but if I'll line my body like this, so this connects down to my feet, and my feet pushes. Oh, that was hard. That I could maybe push you over if I use all my body together. You'll see this kind of 寸劲sometimes also by Xingyi practitioners, you know, Xingyi Chen, where they go like this and they drive their force forward from the back feet, pushing them forward like that. So if I'm here like this and my right back feet pushes, we'll get a type of force like that. And if we get a little bit of space, we'll have a bit of power. So you're here like this, you're here like this, and then the force, right? Boom, like that. That's just your back feet driving your whole body weight shelving forward like that. You're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Okay, we're just starting. So that's the whole body moving as one, like a battering ram.
Okay.
Battering ram or a train that just comes and doom like that. A train's a good example because there's no elastic components in a train. It's one solid thing going choo choo, right? Okay. Another one is spinal bow, right? So we talked about like this. Boom. Boom, boom, like that. So when you use a spinal bow, that means your spine and your pelvis, which where a lot of our powerful muscle are, is storing and releasing the force. And that can deliver into our hand. So our hand can move a relatively small distance, while this does all the work. So here, like that. So here, boom, like that. Here, boom, like that. So that is a different type of inch power. Okay, let's catch you. Take a break. So that's spinal bow, like that. There's whipping does not do a very good job of doing inch power. So whipping power, like that. So if you like that, there's not enough mass transfer, and not enough structure. With whipping power, if you don't have enough velocity built up, then because this is so loose like a whip, the force will tend to recoil back into me. So those styles don't tend to use a lot of inch power. Or if they do, they're changing their body mechanic from the whipping power to a different styles, type of more integrated power. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So those are two kinds. A very effective kind of inch power is the open and close power, like on Baji Chen. Baji Chen is very well known for their close range hitting power. So when you shrink and expand, the folding of your spine generates powerful power. So folding and then like that. So this kind of folding. So you'll see that in like Baji Chen's Chengjiang, the thrusting palm like that. So the body stores and then release, and it has a certain elasticness that makes you squeeze the air out of your lungs, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is a very effective kind, and then do it with their palm as well as with their elbow. We're not going to demonstrate that. So there's that kind of inch power with open and close. Silk curling spirals, like in Chen style Tai Chi, generates very effective power. So we'll do it from to the belly. So they have this hand-in-hand punch, which goes from the waist out to the body, out to the extension like that. You can go from a pretty short distance, like this, like that. So because what happens is, even though technically there's only this few inches distance of travel, but my body spiral and the force travel along a long distance is winding and winding a long distance, like that, to generate power into them. So that's a pretty effective way that those people can do very painful forms of power with. So these are inch power. Now, Yang style Tai Chi, the power generation is primarily that of borrowing power and releasing your body weight with song. So song allows me to let my body weight fall through my hand, through you, or expand the pressure that supports my body through my hands. So go like this with your hands.
Okay.
So this is the most basic form of song, like this. So it's hard for me to push you, like before when I push my leg, it's pretty hard. I could barely move you. But if I relax and my weight fall into you, so I relax and I limply fall into him, my 170 pounds or so weight just kind of flows through you in a way that's hard for you to deal with, right?
Yes, sir.
And then secondly, hands up again.
Okay.
I can expand my hand like a balloon animal, inflating its limb out like this. So it just expands out like that. And that allows me to take the pressure, internal pressure that supports my body, and direct it towards you and out through you like that. Those are the ways of generating power with no distance in Yang Tai Chi. And that could definitely make you go back. So we're here like this, like this, like this. And it actually makes you go back quite a bit more than the other stuff. Part of it is probably because I'm better at this than I am at some of the other mechanics of Fajin, inch power. But the other is that this is Leng Jing. This is the cold power that we were talking about at the very beginning. Leng means cold. And what's special about the word cold in this context? So inch refers to distance. Cold is a quality. Cold is a feeling, right? When do you feel cold?
When it's cold outside.
When it's cold outside, and moreover, when you're cold inside.
Yes,
right? Because if you're cold outside and you're all bundled up, you're not cold. So, can you tell when the cold is coming?
No.
No, right? You're standing here, there's sunlight on your face, but when a cold breeze blows, all of a sudden you feel the cold breeze and you're like, oh, now I'm shivering, now I'm cold, right? So by the time you feel the cold is inside of you. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that means you did not prepare yourself to be warm before the cold reaches you. Like you can't be like, I think it's gonna be cold, I'm gonna start shivering, so I stay warm. Yeah, that's better. No, that's not how it works, is it? You're like, what a nice day. Oh my God, it's cold. So cold power is power that enters you before you realize it, before you can respond. So to the extent you can see me wind up my silk reeling, fire off, if I did all that, okay, and you brace yourself.
Brace.
Right? When you see, when it's right hand, you're like this, right? Then it's not so effective, right? Okay. Come again.
Yes.
You brace yourself and be ready if you can.
Okay.
Right? So we're like this.
Yep.
Yeah. By the time your body knew to brace and where to brace, the power already entered you. Because the Yang style Tai Chi's power flows with no sign, no telegraph. It just goes. Like a mousetrap. As soon as you touch it, go. So there's no signs going to happen until it is happening. So your body does not brace until it has entered you a little bit. Then you start bracing, but you're a little bit behind, you're a little bit off angle. So that your attempt to brace back against it is actually causing you to bounce back. Does that make sense?
Yes, Sifu.
So if your hand is stiff like this, and you're braced like this, so we're not going anywhere, right? And then bend your arm a little bit. I got in a little bit, then you try to straighten your arm. Then you're actually pushing yourself back against my solid structure. Does that make sense?
Yes, Sifu.
So go ahead, solid structure, solid structure. Battering ram, train versus train, right? So he bends a little bit. He has compromised structure, and I have solid structure. Now he tries to straighten his hand. He ends up pushing himself back. So that's what happens is that the force enters you, and the cold enters you, and then you react too late, actually bouncing you back. So here, the cold power enters you, and then when you try to regain your balance, then if you really try to resist me, right? Then you're actually, it's your own body popping you back against my solid structure in that moment.
I see.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense, Sifu.
So that's cold power, and it's really cool because that also means, aside from him bouncing back, is that your force, your momentum is entering them without them really bracing for it. Every punch is a sucker punch, and sucker punches are much more effective than non-sucker punches. The worst punch is a punch you didn't see coming. So we're here like this, right? Like that. Where do you feel that in your body when it hits?
I feel it shoot out from my back.
Shoot out from your back, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones, right? If I use the integrated power and ram you, right? Be mentally prepared, right? Where did you feel that?
Yeah, just bounce
Just
off my
right here,
chest.
right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to get hit by that over and over, but you feel it there. You may bruise, but you're overall okay, right?
Yeah.
So come again. So you're mentally prepared, right?
Oh, yeah.
So where is that?
That feels like it goes from out my back. Through my
so
chest.
That's how you get the 浸透镜, like soaking through power that soaks into the body, into the organs, into other parts of the body, or so forth. So cold power, Yang style's cold power allows you to have that effect. Other schools, other styles can also do that, but this is the one that I'm most familiar with. So that's kind of the difference of cold power building on top of the distance quality of the inch power and how different methods go about it. Any comments or feedback, questions?
No, it's very interesting, Sifu.
Yeah, okay. So thank you for you who asked us about the inch power and the cold power. Thank you for letting me hit you. Then enjoy your practice, and we'll see you next time.